Good morning, everyone. It's about mid-November here in Ohio. Here in Ohio, we're experiencing an El Nino this year, so the weather's a little warmer than normal. They're very anxious to get into their next paddocks. Come on, boys. Yep, yep. So with the El Nino, it's been a lot different. Usually by now I'm feeding hay because of the snowfall we've gotten. Now cows can graze in snow, so therefore we usually stockpile a little bit of grass. The reason I would feed hay is because after the ice gets a little bit of rain or ice mixture on the top of it, it gets a crust. And after it gets that crust, the cows can no longer graze, so then I've got to start feeding hay. Well, this year we're getting ready to ship the cattle back to their home grounds about 60 miles away because we didn't bale any hay this year or purchase any. These are not my cattle. All I do is manage them to finish them off here on the farm. And it's a lot cheaper on the owner if we ship them back to his house to finish out the colder months of the year this time around. So instead of him buying $3,500 worth of hay, we're going to send him back to his place. He's going to feed him the hay that he has made this year. But until that time comes, my instructions are to graze on what grass I have left. And a week from today, some of these bigger guys will be leaving. And I'm not just meaning going to the butcher, I'm meaning the bigger guys with the longer legs. A lot of what we've got mixed in here has low-line genetics within it, so they don't have all the leg. I think there's about 10 of them here that I've got that have the long leg, the more full frame cattle. But either way, it's a whole new experience this year, because like I said, usually I'm in a foot of snow by now. Usually by now I've got the water floats removed from the trough and I come up a couple times a day to top them off. This year it's just like totally different. I mean, it's getting to the 50s every day. The sun's blasting. I've still got the water flow on the water trough and it's still working great. Cattle are still grazing. Haven't seen the first snowflake, and I wouldn't mind if we didn't. You make plans going into fall. Well, as winter gets here, I'll slow down and I'll be able to catch up on some of this other stuff that I've been lagging behind on. Well, with this weather, I'll tell you, the grazing situation hasn't slowed down enough to where I could catch up with some of them other duties that I need to do. So with that being said, I guess I'll end up falling back to do them once all these guys leave. Now you can see that these first two cattle up front here, they're the two of the longer legged ones. And then as you get back, it's not that they're younger. Well, they are, but they're not a whole lot younger. It's their genetics. They don't have all of the leg. So anyway, I just wanted to give an update here on the farm. Going into winter with an El Nino. Totally different scenario. Now, normally, about June or July, I would start, probably about July, I would start skipping pastures to start stockpiling grass. This year, I didn't really do that a whole lot because we had plans going into winter that they were going home. This El Nino was not expected. I do still have a few round bales left up front that I'm going to finish off before these guys leave. But, with this weather, it's totally thrown me for a loop. I haven't had to resort to the hay, and I still have every head that I've started with this year. So, a whole new scenario. So just when you think you've got things figured out on how the farm works and you're starting to get comfortable, the weather throws you a whole new situation. I guess my lesson here is to always be prepared and try to not think I've always got things completely under control, because when you think you've got it under control, Mother Nature throws you a new one.